Welcome back to the 5th episode of the Premium Advantage. Joining us today as a co-host, Mr. Jacinto.
Hello, everyone in Radio Land.
Thank you very much for taking the time today. I appreciate it.
No, thank you for inviting me.
It was a little bit last minute, and I completely understand the effort that you put into coming in and joining us in this adventure that we're putting together.
Well, as a comedian, I take pride in doing absolutely no effort. So this was pretty easy for me to do.
Okay, wonderful. Well, it's the holiday season. It's the holiday season for 2021, and we have some breaking news. Several things have happened since the last time that we did an episode. And before we go through all those, wanted to test a little bit of the technology that we've been developing. Now, the technology essentially allows for us to extend a little bit more the resources of information, okay? And it allows to also broaden our topic base, okay? And so with that, what I would like to do is introduce you to Ms. Nuris Martinez, who will be our Akashic Records review reader, okay? She's going to be discussing the topic. She's going to be expanding the information that she has available, and she's going to communicate with us what she learns as she goes through her process. Ms. Nuris Martinez.
Hi.
Hey, Nuris, how are you?
Hello.
I'm well. Hi, Jacinto.
Howdy.
Thank you very much for joining us today.
Yes. It was last minute, but, I believe everything happens for a reason, so we're here.
Absolutely.
Now, it wasn't originally last minute. Originally, it was, we had a coordinated set of events, and we had like a nice lengthy timeline. However, things happen. I mentioned earlier, some things happen. And in that was this scenario where we had to last minute improvise and put it together as we had planned it before, but with a few shifts. Now, what I wanted to do is first read a little bit of the information that I found on Akashic Records so that you can kind of go through your experience of what you've learned. And then and so that the audience, the subscribers, the people watching, also maybe they see some interest or they've heard of it, kind of get themselves engaged as well. Okay. Now, if you wouldn't mind, there we go. Akashic Records from the Britannica. It says, in occultism, a compendium of pictorial records of memories of all events, actions, thoughts, and feelings that have occurred since the beginning of time. They are said to be imprinted on Akasha, the astral light. Oof, very powerful.
It sounds scarier than it is.
That is deep. I felt that in my soul. That was good.
Yeah, there you go.
And I thought to myself, why would I not have something so deep that connected with me as I read the definition?
Yep.
That I think a lot of folks can feel, yes, there's some connection there that I understand. Why would we not have this on the show? So that's where the invitation came in to have you on.
Absolutely. Thank you for inviting me, because I know it is a little bit out there. It is a little bit it sounds a little woo-woo, and but it's not as woo-woo or as scary or as, the way it sounds on that definition. I really, really like to just compare it to the internet. It's just a huge cosmic database of information for our souls, and it'll contain the past, the present, the future information in there. And it's a tool. At the end of the day, what I tell clients or I tell people, it's really a tool to help our evolution.
Wow.
Is this like a metaverse? Is this like a black market type of thing, or
no? It's kind of like
can I buy?
It's kind of like the internet.
Can I buy a baby
I
on
really
this website?
Internet. She did say internet. Not yet.
Okay.
Not yet. You can't.
You could create whatever you want there.
Yes.
You could.
Okay.
It's another dimension, a cosmic dimension.
Yes, that's what I'm talking about.
That's what I'm telling you. So this information is something that I'm curious about. Where I mean, I understand the power and the deepness of why, but where did it start piquing even further your interest? Where you decided to learn more and kind of tap into it deeper? Where you?
I've been, I had a spiritual awakening like 14 years ago after I had really bad postpartum depression, and then shortly after that we had the recession. And it just woke me up, and I just, got it's called EFT. a technique to help you kind of process emotion. And then it shows you how one thing is really linked to something else, to link to something else, and link to something else. It's never what appears in front of you right now. So it just sent me into a huge spiral of like just learning more and more and more, and how everything's connected. Physical, emotional, spiritual, and how everything has a meaning and something deeper, not just whatever appears to you in front of you. So then I really got into metaphysics. And so then I've used many tools, and actually Akashic record right now came to me because it always does come to us whenever we need it. And so I was going through a really, really challenging time. And then I found some readers, and then they helped me through it. I was like, oh my God, I gotta get certified in this. It's so cool and so helpful. So then I became certified.
Well, a certification. About how long and how much commitment does it take, to be able to?
It takes a lot of commitment because it's a lot of practice. It's more than anything because anybody can access it. You just have to be at a place energetically to match the frequency of this information. So it's kind of like, saying I'm going to power lift or whatever. You're not going to just start right away. It has to be consistent, and you have to start small. And the more you can handle, the more you're given. Just like a workout. I really like to compare everything to a workout. The spiritual world is just like the physical world. So it just, the main key is consistency, commitment to it. You have to be a clear channel, like alcohol, drugs, bad sleep. That all interferes with your body, just like if you were working out. So it's not difficult at all. It just takes a willingness and then a commitment to be consistent with them.
Gotcha.
I love that, the consistency with it. Now, is that something that anybody can just start? Like I like to think of the Michael Scott principle from The Office. Say it to me like I'm 5. Right? Like
yes.
Like how
and then wait a minute, like I'm 2.
I thought he said 5. Was it 2? That's even better.
Yeah, first it starts at 10. He's like, talk to me like I'm 10 years old. Better. And then he's like, okay, talk to me like I'm 5.
That's awesome. Yeah, so can you break it, like if I just wanted to start like right now and have no idea what's going on, how would someone get started, or what's like something someone could do?
I would definitely start with meditation, just training your mind. The mind is the biggest interference, and that's your biggest tool. So just getting to the point where you can quiet your mind. A lot of people access the Akashic record. So like I said, it's like the internet, and the Akashic is the Akasha is the internet, and the Akashic records would be like your Google. So, we use our brain to that's our biggest interference. And so when we can slow it down, quiet down, you have access to this clarity or this dimension.
What sort of meditation would you recommend? Because there's many types. I'm familiar with meditation.
Oh, yes, for sure. Exactly. For me personally, because the way that I'm structured, it has to be a movement meditation. I am a member of the NAM meditation, and it's a movement and breath and mantra. So I have to have like my hands, occupied, my mind occupied, and then I'm chanting a mantra in order to be able to get in that flow. If I just sit there and try to meditate, it has never ever worked for me. I do visual meditations too. Those really, really, really help me. And then I listen to the guided meditations.
Would you agree that
like the easiest way to?
I'm sorry. Would you agree that everyone is different and maybe different types of meditation work for different? So everyone should kind of try every type and see.
Yes, exactly. Just like I could never do CrossFit. I'm never gonna lift a tire. Like that's just not for me. That's just not my body. I'm also not a runner. But I can, yoga, stretching. I'm starting to lift now. So I have to find what works for me. I love to work out, but you'll never see me running. You will never see me out there lifting tires or lifting, that's not
different
for me.
For everyone.
Are
you familiar with
everybody? And like what you said about visual, some people are visuals. I have to see it in front of me for me to grab it. Some people are, they can hear it and they got it. So it just depends on your type. You have to know how your brain works. You have to know how your body works. You have to know the time of the day that's best for you. I love opening up the records in the morning. Like I'm good. In the afternoon, I struggle. It's like my body's tired. So I know not to schedule appointments in the evening.
Are you familiar with Animal Flow?
Animal Flow?
Animal Flow. It's a workout. It sounds like something maybe inappropriate.
Sounds like a Jackie Chan movie to me.
Yeah, it sounds like something crazy, but it's not.
The hug move
flow.
and the
Absolutely.
right, tiger paw.
But it's a type of workout where you're just using your body weight and moving yourself through natural movements.
I love that.
A friend of mine is certified in it. He's an amazing personal trainer. His name's Fernando Lopez. And then
Fernando?
Yeah. A physical therapist friend of mine is an amazing physical therapist. His name is Dr. Seth Lawrence.
Seth, yeah.
Yeah, you know Seth. He was recommended to me just yesterday.
Wow.
But it's truly amazing. Check it out on YouTube, Animal Flow. It's really simple movements, really simple exercises that anybody can, little kids all the way up to, 100 years old. And it's like what you're talking about as well. So I think you'd like it.
If you wouldn't mind sharing the link.
Thank you. I'll try it.
I'm pretty sure you could just search in YouTube.
I got you. Yes, that's right. But
Oh yeah, and you want to have someone who's certified and knows what they're talking about. Yeah. Not with Uncle Charlie up there. Try this animal flow. I'm a monkey. It would make no sense. Yeah, I get you.
Okay. What questions do I have now? I try to think of it a little bit along the lines of on the metaphysics sides or the regular physics sides, and I try to make a connection with these records that we're discussing as genetic records. I think of it really, to be honest with you. It's not that I just with the connection that we make, right? So the spiritual, it's a connection. I'm like, and my thought process is, we have our DNA that has been passed on, and so those records, I would say, are in there, and as Norris mentions, accessible. I'm curious, what do you think is a reasonable amount of time to dedicate as a startup to think about how to access these records on your own, if that's something that you're interested in? How much time per day? 2 minutes, 5 minutes to just
we usually, just like a workout, you're not going to start working out an hour and a half, right off the bat. You're going to start with increments. So you'll start 10, 15 minutes. If you can quiet the mind, you feel it. It's for me now, it's a physical shift. Like I feel it. Oh, I'm in there. The air feels clearer to me.
Wow.
But you start off with like 5 minutes. It's a stretch. Our bodies are not designed to be at that dimension for too long. So you have to prep and you have to build your endurance for it. So 5 minutes a day, it's a procedure, it's a process. First, level 1 teaches you how to open up your own records. And so you stay there for a long time, just getting really acquainted with your own records, getting really acquainted with how you receive the information. Some people are clairvoyant, some people hear it, some clairaudient. Some people just know it. Some people just recognize it. And so it depends, how you receive the information. And then you just practicing and practicing. And then eventually you do your level 2 certification. And that's when you're able to do it.
Now you had mentioned.
But at the beginning, 5 minutes a day, you take the course. You get your tools because there is like a little bit of a procedure for you to get, to get into it and then to access it. And then you practice a good, 3 months on your own.
Okay. You have mentioned being able to potentially do a live session and something along those lines where you can read somebody's records and
yes.
Okay. So what I was proposing was, if you're interested in maybe setting up an episode where we go through that complete process for a future time, and because what I wanted to do today was give the intro, have folks wonder about the information, learn about the information, and then plan it out to do one of the readings for somebody that might be interested. We have to look for a candidate that would be okay.
Yeah, because it works, at the level that they're open to it.
Okay, we'll see. Okay, list
awesome.
Number 1 on the list, and we'll go through.
That's all it takes, a willingness.
Okay, perfect.
Absolutely. Perfect. So I have a question. How long would it take?
Yeah, and I can send the list usually.
Go ahead, continue. Send the list.
So I'll, send you a list. You said yes, and that's it. Like that's already permission for me to access into your field. And then usually I do like to use your. Well, no. Like your willingness to do it, because the more open the person is, the easier it is. It's really. I go back to Google and internet. The more you're willing to hey, I'm going to find my answer in there, the easier it is for you to just go through there and search. And then we'll, if you have a specific topic, this really helps any topic, from people talking about their personal relationships to people talking about their next career move, to people talking about, do I take the vaccine or not? Everything and anything, like really what you have a question about. And so you want to have like 2 or 3 questions that, already lined up so that we can, dive right in.
Okay.
I was wondering if let's say I was certified, like how many years? Like I'm wondering, like with you kind of have like a black belt, right? When it comes to doing this, you've been doing it, as you said, 16 years is what you said, right? So how long?
I've been in the metaphysical, doing.
Okay, how long would it take? For
Akashic
me,
records has been about a year.
Okay, how long would it take for me? Like, what level would I need to be to like teleport?
Now we got you're not.
There's people that do that. There are people that do
you thought I was
quantum
joking
leaps.
around,
They do quantum leaps.
Yeah, so,
No, they
could you
do.
go into that?
There's
Go
people
ahead.
that you can quantum leap different. I don't have a lot of experience with it. I do have my own personal, but I don't have like certifiable experience in it. But yeah, I mean, it really just depends the willingness. It really does. And if your soul is ready for that, it's you're not gonna be given any soul isn't ready for. So it just depends. Like I had some information downloaded once, and I was like, they're not ready for that. That's gonna really crush them. So they had to build a little bit of muscle. Then we set up a different, a second appointment. Now the person's a little more open. Like the Akashic Records is pure love, unconditional love. So if they feel like it's going to hurt you, they're not going to tell you, hey, you're going to, whatever. So it just depends how receptive you are. Receptivity is really the key.
Can you talk about your personal experience? Did you teleport? You don't have to, if you don't comfortable with it, you don't have to talk about it.
No, like I can feel like I've had more, the more I've been doing this, the more I can feel like, okay, I can quantum. I don't like this right now moment. Let me quantum leap into the moment that I do want.
Oh, remember that show, Quantum Leap?
I watched it.
But I mean, I'm not going to go from, making, for example, weight. I'm not going to go from lifting 10 pounds to teleport myself to lifting 500 pounds. That's not going to happen. I don't have the physical capacity for that. No, but I can be like, wait a minute.
Go back and save JFK or something like that,
Right, like that. No, I mean, there in the Akasha, there is no time or space. There really isn't. That's a human concept. So you can do whatever you want. You really can.
You're asking all the trick questions.
I love it.
Those are good questions. I'm glad you're open to it.
Every answer is right.
Oh, absolutely.
That's the answer.
Absolutely. I'd say that all the time.
That's right.
When someone says, hey, you're running late or this is happening at this time, I'm like, you still believe in time, bro?
That explains a lot.
Right. That's a mental concept. Wow, that's an ego concept, right? So then, yeah.
That's fascinating.
What a deep conversation. And as you guys can tell, we could definitely keep going on with this conversation more and more. We have a bunch of other topics to dive into. And I think the test is with regards to the technology, with regards to the sound. I think it worked perfectly. What do you think, Norris?
I liked it. Yeah, we got the stuff ironed out at the beginning, but no, we're good now. I'm sure it'll be easier with the computer. Next time I'll be completely set up and ready. Perfect.
So we'll set up that that episode for a full reading. We'll coordinate that hopefully maybe within the next 30 to 60 days. Get you physically in here and somebody, maybe Jacinto or whomever wants to jump in and have this event to come in the show. Thank you very much, Norris.
Perfect. Thank you for having me. I'm glad that we're having these conversations.
Likewise. Thank you very much.
Namaste.
Namaste. Yeah. Throw it all in there.
So it is. Amen.
Amen. Oh.
Yes.
So yes. So now,
thanks for telling us that. So we're
I appreciate it. I was just about to start talking smack. I was just kidding. Just kidding.
You were awesome, by the way.
Thank you very much again. That was good. A lot of information, and there's definitely something that I feel like I'm going to be using in the future or concentrating on thinking about it.
Sorry if I took it on a weird tangent. That was really cool.
It happens all the time.
Good.
It's part of the point is digging a little bit into those tangent lines, and then see how far it goes.
The hard part is like staying on that line so you don't go too far. Right?
Yeah, because it's intriguing.
You got to salsa dance on that line.
It's intriguing. It's just, what else is there? Talk about more about that. Yeah. But there's still be more. So that's the exciting part is that hopefully there will be a lot more tangent lines. We're coordinating the info. Cool. The next part of the conversation that I wanted to move into was in the topic lines. One of the ones that have been a favorite one that people add or include or want to talk about is sports. And so what I wanted to introduce, at least for today, is our NBA commentator, Jacinto.
Wow, I'm the NBA commentator. That's a lot of pressure.
2-in-1, co-host NBA commentator.
I didn't realize that.
Surprise.
Yeah.
Quantum leap.
Quantum leap is right. I want to talk about how terrible the Rockets are this year.
I mean, they've been hustling as every other team.
Here's the thing. They're young.
Yes,
right?
that's true.
But they have that I hate to use the cliche of the dog, right? The dog in the fight and the dog in the fight.
Yep.
And they do that. It's just that we've had a lot of injuries as well.
Okay. Tell us about the injuries. Which ones do you think could make us have been avoided?
Well, luckily, Green just came back. Jalen Green, he's our rookie.
Okay.
He's that number 2 pick that we got.
Gotcha.
And he's back. So and he had a nasty alley-oop dunk night before last.
Okay.
So we're playing the Heat tomorrow.
Okay.
And
you going to the game or?
No, I might actually. I live right down the street.
It's New Year's. New Year's.
Yeah, it's New Year's Eve.
Oh, really?
It's
It's
a
gonna
New
be
Year's
a
Eve
fun game to watch.
Yeah.
I'll probably have it on while we kind of.
Oh, for sure.
Fun.
So right now we have DJ Augustine out.
Okay.
DJ Augustine is our favorite point guard. He is Latino, is Puerto Rico. Viva Puerto Rico.
Que viva.
Mofongo. Have you ever had mofongo?
Yeah, of course.
I love mofongo.
There's a place off of Fairview that's it's a Puerto Rican place that they have in mofongo.
Oh, you got to give me
Extra.
that. You got to give me the address.
It's a smaller restaurant. It's nice, super good.
I love mofongo. I love mofongo. Anyway, DJ Augustine, he's out, unfortunately. Garrison Matthews, you're familiar with Garrison Matthews? He's our what do you call it? Our goon.
Okay.
Are you familiar with a goon? You know what a goon is?
Yeah, for sure. The muscle, the hustle, like the soccer goons that they're going to destroy everybody.
There was a movie
like
called
Dennis Rodman or something.
Have you seen the movie
like
called
badass.
Goon?
Yeah. Goon, yeah. With Stifler.
With Stifler,
Yes,
exactly.
Goon.
So
Gotcha.
he's kind of like our goon, but he can
Gotcha.
he can shoot threes, and
Gotcha.
he's the type of dude that just kills himself on the court every single night.
By the way, feel free to think of me as the person that does not completely watch all the sports. So educate the viewers, educate me, and give it to us as a 2-year-old, as a 5-year-old.
Tell it to me like I'm 5.
That's right.
That makes more sense. So
and that's good. That's good.
So
that's perfect.
So Garrison Matthews, we're excited about him. He's they call him Gary Bird.
Okay.
Because he can shoot the 3 really well, and,
Okay.
and he's amazing because he shoots off balance.
Yeah.
Like a lot of these NBA guys, especially right now with the change in the NBA 3. So if you're not familiar, they're changing the way that they defend the NBA 3. Our former Rocket, James Harden.
Yeah.
And he was the king. Exactly. But he was the king of selling these 3-point fouls.
Yeah,
right.
right.
So it was partly his fault, which is a good thing also, I feel, that the NBA has tightened up. So you can't
no more.
you can't just shoot and then throw your foot out and get a foul anymore.
Yeah.
Right? So you have to actually impede the person's landing or impede their progress and their shot. So that's why I like Garrison Matthews so much, and that's why whenever the Rockets play, and if he's playing, I'm almost always going to put money on that game.
Really?
But he's not playing tonight.
How much money are you putting? Oh, okay,
Well, it depends on the game.
Okay.
As a matter of fact, that last game that we won,
Yeah.
I accidentally, because I was intoxicated, I was trying to put $100, and I put $1,000.
Oh, okay.
But we won.
Yeah, so it's
So
good.
I was
It's a
good.
mistake.
That was
It's a
good.
mistake.
The game before, I forgot which game it was. We beat the spread. We didn't win.
Beat the spread.
That's what we're shooting for right now. I just want to beat the spread, man. So that's why I love Garrison Matthews, because he's that X factor where he kills himself on the court on defense, but then he'll also just bust a random 3 shooting, leaning into the corner, looking like Akeem Olajuwon from behind the backboard.
Man, I love Hakeem Olajuwon.
Oh my God, the
Used to
greatest.
love them games.
That's
The fadeaway.
That's my favorite.
The
athlete of all time.
fadeaway. I think they had it in the game too.
They
Anyway.
were showing this on ESPN the other day. They were showing the greatest shots from behind the backboard.
Yeah, I like
and
that.
it was like the top 10 greatest shots from ever. Akeem wasn't on one of them, not even
Really?
one. And
What?
I
Ridiculous.
know for a fact, because I used to go to these games as a kid,
Yeah, how far-
and
far
I used to watch every single Rockets game. He would do it like 2 or 3 times a game.
Yeah.
Where he would do that fadeaway shot, and he'd be behind the backboard,
Yeah.
over
Go with
the
shot.
backboard.
Man, don't touch nothing but net.
Anyway, yeah, that's a whole different subject. But Akeem Olajuwon is the greatest basketball player I've ever seen. And then Jayshawn Tate. So Jayshawn Tate is our MVP.
Yeah.
And he's out as well tonight.
Oh, okay,
Excuse
okay.
me, tomorrow night against the Heat. Jayshawn Tate is just everything guy.
Okay.
If you need a 3, he'll go get one.
Yeah,
If we need to, like, they're playing a zone, and if you're playing NBA, especially NBA, it doesn't happen in high school or college as much, but NBA style zone defenses, if you just drive through them, because there's so many athletic guys who can just break through defenses. That's all you got to do, and that's what he does. He also guards the biggest guy.
Yeah.
And,
No problem.
And or the
the ball.
most athletic guy. Yeah, it's amazing. He's just, Jayshawn Tate, I love that guy. He's just so amazing. And he's out tonight as well. And then KJ Martin. So Kenyon Martin Jr. You remember Kenyon Martin from back in the day? Kenyon Martin was he was a goon back in the day. And Mark Cuban, the owner of the Mavericks, got in a lot of trouble because they played a game, I think it was a playoff game, and they played against Kenyon Martin. I think he was playing for the Nets, if I'm not mistaken. No, that wouldn't be a playoff game if it was the Mavericks then. I think it was the Denver Nuggets. I can't remember, but anyway. It was
Nuggets?
the Nuggets. Yeah, thank you.
Oh,
So
look at that. Oh,
awesome.
look at that.
We got our information source right behind the camera.
Backed up.
Beautiful.
Backed up in case you weren't sure. Bam, 100% sure.
And Kenya Martin was just manhandling everybody. He was because he's just a great athlete, and he was kicking butt. And then Mark Cuban walked over to Kenya Martin's mother.
Whoa!
And said, "Your son is a thug."
Oh, wow.
Yeah, but he said it in a condescending, like evil KKK kind of way.
Yeah.
Your son is a
should have cost him at least $1 billion because he's worth several billion. That should
I'm pretty sure
$1 billion for that jerk remark. Bam! Billion. Yes, take that.
Pretty sure he got fined a lot of money.
$1 billion would have been what I think is reasonable.
Just
you got how many? 30?
Yeah,
just
he's good.
Take one.
Just give us a piece is all we need, Mark. But he got in trouble. I think he got fined, but he got in trouble for that big time. So anyway, Kenyon Martin, he's actually a really nice guy.
Yeah.
He just has like a lot of tattoos. So there was like this assumption that he was like a thug. Sure. Anyway, Kenyon Martin Jr. plays for the Rockets. And he's not like his dad. His dad was like a big center. This guy, Kenyon Martin's a forward. But this dude, Kenyon Martin Jr., can jump through the roof, man. Gotcha. This kid can it looks like every time he dunks the ball that his eyes are right at the rim. I mean, he just, and then obviously blocks shots like that too. I've seen him block. His rookie year, Kenyon Martin Jr.'s rookie year, he blocked every guy over 7 feet tall in the league at least once. Do they have
a rundown of those shots by any chance? Or no?
Oh, I'm sure they do.
I'm gonna look him up.
We can find it.
I'm gonna look him up and see if I can find it. You know what I mean? I put it as one of the highlights. With
just name any 7-footer, and he blocked them.
Yeah.
I mean, and nasty too, man. I mean, just
let's look that up. I think that'll be fun to have.
It's amazing because he's not. He's not huge.
So
to see him just
boom,
get way up, block those, those big guys are just thinking they're just gonna just put it in. So he goes up there and just slaps it. It's amazing, man.
But he's not playing tonight.
He's not playing tomorrow. Tomorrow. So that's what I'm trying to tell y'all. So don't put money
tonight. Don't put money on tonight's game.
So let's see.
Tomorrow's game?
Yeah, it's tomorrow.
Okay.
But I wouldn't take the Rockets tomorrow.
Okay, I got you.
Because we have a lot, and they have Kyle Lowry out, which is one of their big guys. Jimmy Butler's out as well.
Okay, gotcha.
But a lot of injuries. But Butler's day to day, so there's a possibility he might play. And Jimmy Butler is a rocket killer.
Gotcha.
Rocket murderer. He comes into Toyota Center and just feels comfortable.
Gotcha.
So if he's playing and there's a chance, I wouldn't do it. And besides, Miami has the winning record right now, even though they're in the East. And Houston, we don't necessarily have much of a winning record. Gotcha. But we're optimistic that we're going to be doing better. I mean, ideally, that's the goal because right now we are currently last in the league. So things are looking up.
There's no way. There's no other direction but up.
That is the truth. We are 10-25. OKC is above us at 12-22.
Okay.
But we went on some streaks, man. We get everybody healthy.
Yes.
We have an amazing coach. Coach Silas is an amazing.
What can we
coach.
do as a crowd? What can we do as a?
I know exactly what we need.
Talk to me. What's up? That's the message that we need to. That way we can send out. Hey, your team needs you
and this
as much as we can do. What can we do?
Very Houston specific too.
Houston specific, sure. Because burn down their house if they don't do well.
No, not necessarily. We could go there. No, that's Dallas. You think it's Dallas?
They burn you down?
Yeah, that's what they do up there in Dallas. No, out in Houston, what we need, we need all of the most gorgeous women in Houston to go and flash their boobs. I think that's the only thing because these guys are just not.
At the stadium at every game, so that against the other.
We can go every other game and we can take turns with the girls.
Home games or away games?
Well, home games.
Okay, home games.
Away games, we're not. I mean, I don't think we'll be able to get a traveling group of boobs to go.
Well, not with that attitude. I don't think we're going to be able to make it.
Hey, you never know. You never know. So
spread the message around and see what we can make happen.
Yeah, because Houston was the breast silicone implant capital of the world.
Wow.
So
can we confirm that?
Yeah,
no,
we invented silicone breast implants.
I love it.
Yeah. So why not we use them?
Does that mean me too? Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you think about it. If a girl was to just flash her boob at a homeless guy, he would sit there and reevaluate his life. Like, man, I need to get my stuff together.
There's a bunch of them down West Grave. They can go down that way too, please. That same group, right by the stadium. Just have them walk down Midtown. Solve two problems at once.
Or also by Minute Maid Park underneath 59. Right. So, ladies, this is our opportunity. We have a lot of men out there who are looking for some sort of motivation and
to win games
and get us out of last place. I will sponsor a Rockets ticket for any girl who's willing to do that.
Sponsor one.
I'm not sure if you're gonna get arrested. That I don't
Disclosure.
know, because that might be indecent.
I have no idea.
Indecent exposure, right? Is that the thing?
Subjective reality, subjective. Quantum leap.
So yeah, that's the Rockets report.
Wow. Thank you very much for the Rockets report. Thank you very much for the information. I'm curious, how often do you think it would be reasonable for folks that will want to have an update with regards to the injuries, how the team is doing in general, the Rockets and the NBA also, as a whole? I think it's reasonable once a week. It's something that we're going to throw out there, everybody to think about, and then we'll try to deliver that message at that pace.
I think ASAP because honestly, because of COVID.
Okay.
Everything keeps changing.
That's right. Drastically.
So what they're doing right now, the NBA is pulling up guys from the G League to fill their rosters.
Yeah.
So it's every day is changing, and we have no idea who has COVID, who doesn't.
Okay, that's
we
definitely
have the whole Kyrie thing with the testing. So
I gotcha. We'll throw it out there, and we'll see what we can keep up. That's good. Thank you very much for that very updated update.
Yes,
perfect. Now, what we're going to be also looking for is for an international sports commentator. We have a couple in the lineup, and so that'll be probably something that we introduce in our next episode, an international sports commentator. Right now, for the breaking news.
Breaking news.
Tangents! Because we started off with the breaking news. That's right. But before breaking news, talked about... now, we're going to talk about the breaking news, okay? Yep. Back in it. We got some feedback. We got a little bit of feedback with regards to the episodes, how we're doing things, what people like to hear, what people like to listen to, and things of that nature. And so one of them, in every episode, I try to solve these things one at a time, little bit at a time as it comes out, right? Look at the camera. It's one of them. A wise person told me, look at the camera. So I'm going to look at the camera as much as I can while I move around and try to keep that view constant, okay? That's right. Now, and then another one was the reliability. With the reliability of the information, checking the sources, I used Wikipedia a couple of times. Like a couple of times, 2, maybe 3, and I understand the nature of the some folks in the professional industry. Hey, Wikipedia, it's people can change it. It is not 100%. What do you think about that? Is that something that we're trying to solve that because it does make it a little easier.
Could we possibly use a different search engine?
I was just up Britannica earlier. That's Google, different. Well, I typically start off with Google, and then I know that puts me in a little bit of a bubble.
Because there's so much information, you want to make sure you're giving it correct.
Yes.
And I feel like that was one of the most successful parts of the most successful podcasts out there. As soon as someone says something that's iffy, it pops up. Yeah. Right? Like so I think it's helpful, but that's just my opinion. If your viewers are saying the opposite, then get rid of it.
Okay, I got you. Well, we'll see. I tried to eliminate it from this podcast. So just so you know, I went into the Britannica one, and
we're going straight off the dome today.
I'm just trying to see how far we can get with these recommendations. Everything is plausible. We're getting things done.
All right.
Now, where were we? So reliability on the Wikipedia eliminated. Going forward with that one. Now, we've also have some folks that have shown some interest in discussing more categories. And they keep subcategorizing because it goes deeper. The tangent is what happens. The tangent starts coming in, which is good because it expands our knowledge base, I think. We have originally scheduled, and these are one of the things that happened, was our general, what we titled Discussologist. Discussologist was Chris Gonzalez was supposed to be here today.
What is that? A discologist?
Discussologist.
Discussologist? What is that?
Somebody that discusses things.
Discussologist. I thought you said discus, like in the Olympics.
Yes,
like the discus.
I know. I have an accent.
And I was like, he's like a discussologist.
No, somebody that discusses items in general breadth. Discussologist.
Gotcha. I'm with you.
Yes, right. but today we have Jacinto that stepped in with regards to being able to fill in for the role for today. And so we are going to be mixing in the information from different sources. It aids in the whole resource base with regards to checking things. Quincy helps here every once in a while.
Shout out to Quincy.
Man, thanks, man. That's good. That was good. Bam, Steph does a lot of time on that one.
Absolutely.
So as that moves along, we're creating those solutions. Those things are happening. And we are... adding more resources, and now we're having Akashic records reviews and things of this nature to expand the knowledge base, get you interested in something else than the typical things that you've been used to. Learn a little bit more. Now, on the list, let me go a little bit on the list. Let me see what I have available. Is that something that I'm able to see at this moment? Because I need to be a little able to kind of discuss it a little bit. Jacinto's in there. Entertaining.
Yeah.
This whole thing is about giving folks, I feel, something to look forward to. You know what I mean? And I think if it's not entertaining, people are not going to look forward to it. So we definitely need something to make people smile, something people want to go take a look. The good information. Because we get so much, a lot of times, such bad, all the bad people. And then, this is always wanting to keep it general so that you are well informed, not just bad. You know what I'm saying? And so that is one of the aspects. So I appreciate you being a part of it today.
No, absolutely. Thank you for inviting me.
Cool. So we have some feature sections. We have included art, business. We still have candidates working at current events. We have Mr. Sam Subana, a data scientist that has found interest in the project.
Sam, the poker shark?
The wolf. That's right. We'll talk about him. That's wolf.
Shark. You can't say shark. It's wolf?
You can say shark, I guess. I'm just thinking.
It wouldn't be shark because then when he's in the water, that makes no sense. Okay, wolf.
Okay, so yeah. So yes, correct. That is Science Sam. That's correct. Travel and entertainment. We have Mr. Jacinto, finance interest. Kofi Bernie, NASA deputy chief. We have international sports. Some candidates. Gabriel Zambrano for football. We have national sports. We have originally Mr. Sebastian Zambrano, which still may be able to kind of complement your knowledge and see how much further we can bring our audience into this information. My ultimate kind of goal, to be honest, is to be predictive, actually, to get folks that are knowledgeable like yourself with regards to more things than me, and be able to create little predictions for our audience to go, wow, as you said, wouldn't bet too much because the Rockets are hurt. Let's see. We're going to definitely look back on the episode and put in the predictions that Jacinto has created for us today.
I like that. That's wise.
So at the Akashic Records Review, we have Ms. Nuris Martinez, we have general discussionologist Christopher Gonzalez, TBD, and some subcategories that are starting to come in. So this is definitely something that I'm looking forward to. We're expanding. We're going to add time slots, have these things available so that it's more organized, more continuous, more broader. Mm-hmm.
And educational, too. We want to make sure that people are learning something.
Yes.
And with the positive vibe on the twist as well.
That's correct. So that's the list. We're checking it twice. We are filling it in. If you're interested, if something like this is interesting to you, shoot us a message. The messages are in the description with regards to our contact information, something that we're developing and it's growing. Give myself a little bit of water. But do you have give me some questions or some thoughts that you have, Jacinto, on this whole thing. We have some more topics that are coming.
Yeah, no, I'm excited in the direction that you're headed, and I'm excited. This is an amazing studio. I feel like I am in the future right now. Well, they can't see that. So everything is just flush, smooth.
Yeah, I like the two.
But I do like this setup and your energy and you don't stutter. So
it took a while to practice it. A while presenting it in front of a bunch of people, writing notes. Reading the notes a long time.
Not everybody can do that, man, but that's part of it. So no, but if it's informative, entertaining,
moving along,
that's what's fun.
Cool, man. All right, so in the whole informative and entertaining, we got something that came up, which was a situation. COVID thunderstorm.
What's COVID?
COVID. It is the artist formerly known as COVID, aka Omicron.
Also known as Omarion.
Omarion, a.k.a. the Grinch 2, the COVID that stole Christmas. Holy crap, this thing has ravaged our reality.
I wish I could quote an Omarion song, but I don't know any Omarion songs.
I don't know. I'm not a very musical person.
So you suck, Omarion. I'm just kidding. I don't know.
The game changer of our reality is this thing, because up to last week, we had a whole bunch of things that everybody was like, this is going to be happening. COVID came and said, nope, nobody's doing that. Scratch it. You're going home. Stay, shut your door. Don't talk to nobody. And so that was a reality that we had to go through personally. It was one of the reasons on ourselves. In my household, we had to deal with it. We had to go through a 10-day waiting period.
Yeah, so can you talk about that? Like, what it was like?
The experience in itself was, it was. I think I had already mentally prepared myself. This could happen. This is gonna happen. This could happen. When, if, just go through it
Before feeling any symptoms, or before even kind of like have you had COVID before?
No. Right. So this was a situation where what happened was my wife felt a tinkle on her throat. And shortly after, she developed a light fever. So there's two things because she's a medical professional prompted her to go. You know what? Let me get myself tested. So she did a little test, came out positive. We had to cancel all our plans with regards to the next 10 days because we had to. At that point, it's some of the notes that I put in here with regards to the information of what you should do if it happens that you have COVID in your household with regards to trying to contain it. You know what I mean? So the goal is to, the moment that you are infected or you know that you have it, try to contain it, inform folks. I have some notes here of what not to do. Great. But first, let me go through a little bit of news that I found before we go into the variant, on the steps and all that good stuff about it. Let me see what.
Wait, did you lose your sense of taste?
No, so I didn't get COVID.
I thought you had it.
No, in the household.
Right.
Yes,
okay.
Correct. So my tests all came up negative.
Oh, okay.
Yes, correct. I mean, there's a possibility at some point in there was some form of flow, but through the 3 tests that I took in this period, they all came back negative. So it's hard for me to go.
And it was a rapid test you took?
Yes, so I took a rapid test.
How long did that take to get your test?
So the 2 that were rapid at the house, really, and then one that was like at one of the hospitals. And then that one took 1 day. They said it was going to be the same day, but it took about 2
The ones you took at the house, you got those like at the pharmacy?
Yeah, one of them, one of my friends, delivered it to the house. My brother-in-law, actually, Chris, delivered it to the house, one that he had available, and then another one was from pharmacy, CVS. And so, because things, and to some end, like I look back and, just to see how things ended up rolling out, it was actually preferable because, as I mentioned, it's something that I had mentally prepared myself, like this could happen, for it to happen during that time, because at that time, things were still kind of like in the beginning stages of what the madness it is kind of now on regards to testing lines, getting access to a test, things of that nature. Because right now, you have to wait a super long time. We wait almost nothing whenever it's our turn to do it.
Wow,
you know what I mean?
That's fascinating because I got a little cold a couple of weeks ago. And of course, you immediately start freaking out and thinking you have COVID,
yes,
right?
Correct,
so that's like the first response. So I went to CVS to get my rapid test, and I was in line, and there was a girl in line with me to get it. We had to wait because there was like none left. She had to go to the back. We're both standing there, and we started chit chatting about it, and we both kind of realized like, hey, what do we do next if we have it, right? Like, I feel like that's some really useful information for everyone out there is like, if you do, or maybe you think you have it, or you're waiting for your results, like what would someone do?
I would say first thing is put on a mask. Put on a mask.
Stop going out?
Yes, for sure. Stop going out. Communicate to people. Or if you aren't
would you immediately quarantine too?
In
your house? Like,
if you have symptoms, I would recommend don't leave the house and tell people, because the vast majority of folks, if you have not had it and you're feeling some symptoms, there's a likely probability potentially that you have it there.
Interesting.
But it could be the cold, is what people say. So
that's all I had.
You typically had is
and it went away in a couple of days, but I thought I was going to die. You know, that's like, you immediately start thinking that.
Yeah.
That's fascinating.
It's all something that we just have to kind of get used to. And so we were actually fortunate enough that we had an extra spare room where my wife could isolate. And then we had, me and the children were in the rest of the house through the 10-day period that she had to kind of stay in there.
And is there still an antibody thing, like after you have it?
I'm not as bad
because I remember in the very beginning when everybody was listening to everything that Fauci was saying, treating him like a god, like anything he would say, yes, we do it. Remember when we were all spraying our packages outside the door?
For sure.
And stuff?
And it was like, get it all off. You don't know what to touch.
Food.
Death is everywhere.
It was
Death is everywhere.
In the future, we're gonna look back at the things that we did and be like, we were so stupid doing those things. But
still, I look back, but we didn't know. It got me to here. What I would say is, I don't know what I may have not touched at that particular moment where I'm still here.
That's fascinating.
Yeah. All right, so what not to do? Okay, what not to do? Don't spread it around, okay? I wouldn't go to work. I would call work and let them know that you have symptoms, and then I wouldn't just go to work and not tell people specifically. If you're like, oh, no, I have to go to work, you should at least let them know, hey, I'm coming to work, I feel some symptoms, and then maybe if you work with, should be like, stay home.
Yeah, and with your significant other immediately, right?
Yes,
it's
correct,
like,
correct.
Stop kissing, get over,
That's
sleep,
right.
sleep in a different room.
I know. You guys are together every night, but right now, I would say try to contain yourself a little bit.
Especially those like newlywed annoying couples that can't stop touching each other. Stop touching each other.
Don't do it. Don't do it. Do it for humanity. What to do? What you could do? Stay home. Assume some of the things that we have mentioned. Wear a mask. Alert others. If you are around maybe other people, like you're in your house and you're by yourself and you want to step outside, I guess, to grab some fresh air. Maybe don't touch everything. And then if people come close by, let them know, hey, I'm not feeling well. Little things like that are okay.
No shaking hands.
No shaking hands.
I think about the Japanese culture of bowing.
Yeah, I think that's right.
Do you know that you can Google this, see if I'm right or not? But that came about because of germs.
Germs, yeah.
Like they have been ahead of the game for a century.
I like you.
Yeah,
this much.
and this
is
is
much.
Exactly.
This
I feel like
much.
that's something we could easily
Not this
adopt.
much.
Yeah. I mean, to us. Like,
Come here.
all that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So maybe start bowing to your loved ones. And
Yeah.
stuff.
Okay. That sounds like a fun new situation.
Back to namaste.
Alert others, right? We have disinfectant wipes with you, just so you can have a little thing, so you can put in your hands and wash your hands all the time.
Hopefully you wouldn't have to drive, but if you're by yourself and you have COVID,
Yeah.
have some in your car, obviously.
Okay, that's right. Have some in your car. Follow some guidelines. Follow the guidelines that the CDC has put out there. Now those guidelines are shifting so fast.
See, I was just about to say that.
CDC guidelines. Dun, dun,
They
dun.
keep changing on us.
I mean, what do you think about that? It's so crazy that
Man.
it's like good. I think it's good though. They have to change, hopefully, to 0 at some point in time, where it's like, the hell with it. You got it.
I wish they could change things with some sort of scientific background. Like
Nobody's dying.
We're changing
Nobody's
this
dying.
now because we figured this out. Like instead, they're just like, try this. Well, why don't we try that? Like some people died on that
We
one.
need to get back to work. We need people to get back to work.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense to me.
The
But
economy's crashing. 5 days.
I honestly think that money is a big factor. I saw
for
this
sure.
I saw this on Twitter somewhere that there was a CEO or somebody, I want to say Delta Airlines,
Delta.
that said something or complained to the CDC.
Let me look this up.
Yeah,
can I get the screen where I can look things up, Quincy?
And so it's something that the CDC started with. I think it was a 10-day, right? Now they put back to 5 days.
5 days, yep.
Right. So, but that started from this particular type in Delta CEO.
Delta CEO.
COVID, CDC, COVID, something like that. It should come up. There it is. Boom.
5 days COVID isolation. Disagree. Oh, I see what's happening.
So the
America
CEO
winning.
himself asked the CDC to change it, and then they changed it.
Oh, wow.
So that's why I think money was a big factor. Somehow
Maybe he
into
had a
this.
little bit of data. Like, we need
CDC
money
is
or
a
we're going to
government
crash and
agency.
file bankruptcy. Okay.
Yeah. So it was that. Plus, going back to my MBA report.
Okay. Connecting the dots.
This is what happened because part of it was at the same time they did this, the Delta CEO, was the same time that they changed it with the NBA. So the NBA also said no more 10-day quarantine, 5-day, almost at the exact same time.
Gotcha,
so I really think there was some politics involved here.
I gotcha. Okay, well, so far time will tell whether this was the right choice. I think I like to think that from what I'm hearing from medical professionals that I know and other people that it's a reasonable step. That it's not so far not evidence that it's increasing risks. Well, time will tell, like I said. Well, in the next episode, we'll look back and go, it was a terrible mistake. 20 days.
Heard that, Amarion? We're not scared of you.
So we'll see how it goes. All right, cool.
We'll see.
Now, what else has happened? Now, we were scheduled to have, listen, you see, guys, the last thing that I have to report as breaking news is we finally had our annual Texas Holdem tournament.
We did?
We had a Texas Holdem. Yeah, it's a Holdem tournament that was scheduled for yesterday, which last week we were supposed to be reporting as we're having a tournament, and now reality shift. Thanks COVID, thanks Omicron.
It happened.
Now it's in the past. Whoa.
So who was it? Remind me. Who was it that had the most chips last night? I can't.
There's a picture of a gentleman with the crown,
remember.
and I'll show the folks a little bit of the images of the I would call it immersive experience that we had the privilege, I would say, to experience
Absolutely.
in this studio from Los Para Twins.
Shout out to Van Gogh.
Shout out for sure. So what I'm gonna do is first go to the website of the Super Funky Fresh, Los Twin Para Brothers, which is how they
the Para Brothers.
for sure. This is their
You gotta roll that tongue.
Perdón. So this is some of the art that they have available on their site. They're sick, man. These guys are super.
That's Selena, right? Eating tacos, right there.
She goes right there. Mm-hmm.
I love that.
Look at that. So
Shout
you
out
got
to
new,
Selena.
new
Rest in
stuff
peace,
all
my
the
baby.
time. It's very contemporaneous, very fresh stuff. And so what I'm going to show you guys now that I've shown you guys the website, I'm showing you a little bit of the event footage, which is what we got to.
Whose IG is this?
So this is the experience that we had.
Look at that. Such a beautiful place.
I felt like I was in that website, like you know what I mean, like the way that they put the art in, and
they really put time and care into everything. You can really feel the love in this environment.
For sure. I mean, there was a couple of pieces that I looked at in there that I thought, oh yeah, this one. And,
Well, I'm gonna go buy one. I'm just gonna. I need to do it while I'm on a date, so I look like I'm.
Yeah.
I'll tell them I'm gonna act like I'm a baller.
Yeah, look at this. These guys have contracts with Nikes. They have their own design line with them. That's
Oh
pretty
yeah,
badass.
those design Nikes were awesome.
This is the art gallery that we get to have a poker tournament, and we had. So now the intriguing thing about this.
See that?
Yeah, they were in the back. I know. You
I
have
didn't
to
walk there. I'll go check it out. Oh, look at that.
walk the whole thing. I guess a couple of little pictures. Everybody having a good time. Everybody's tagged on the Insta. With the crown.
Shout out to Basquiat.
That's like loser's crown because I was out like second or third.
Are you familiar with Basquiat?
No.
So,
Tell me about him.
so Basquiat is also Puerto Rico. Puerto
Rico. Mofongo.
Basquiat.
Twins.
Basquiat is a famous New York artist, who is amazing. And
look at that, the king with the chips.
The winner of the tournament last night with his chips right there. But you can see
recording studio.
That's the studio. Go back to mine real quick.
A second.
You can see how I have my hat.
Yeah.
That's the crown. They made me wear that. I'm not conceited.
100% pressure.
But they made me do that. But that's what one of Basquiat's most famous artwork.
Is that right?
It's a twisted crown, and it's like kind of scribbled. But Biggie, Notorious B.I.G.
Yeah, for sure.
He used that in a lot of his like.
Gotcha. I do remember the images of that.
He would wear Basquiat outfits.
Cigar.
Yeah, absolutely. And I know for a fact that I think it's Jay-Z or one of them super rich rappers has an original Basquiat painting in their house, and it's worth like it's probably because the guy passed away.
Yeah, gotcha.
So it's just, I mean, his artwork is. Check him out, Basquiat.
Yeah, I'll put it in the description.
Yes,
so for people to have. I know you can Google it, but people like to click.
Yeah, no, it's easier.
It makes it easier.
Right to the chase
with the crowd. All right, cool. Well, let me see. I think we went through all the breaking events. We got all the way through. Well, okay, so the last thing, or one of the last things, we could definitely keep the conversation going, is I wanted to introduce two of the new memberships of the programs that we have launched already. One of them is a tax preparers membership. It's a tax preparers membership specific for tax preparers. Okay, it offers training, it offers software, it offers an opportunity to create your own firm. If this is something that you or somebody that you know is interested in, you can search the description box. We'll have a link in order for you to follow and see if this is something that you feel that you're interested in, because we have the training, we have the experience, over 15 years of experience that you have in your corner with regards to this project. Now, we also have a dealership membership available. If you like cars and you want to sell cars, new cars
Everybody
in
loves
Texas.
cars.
Yes, right. We have a strategy. We have a group of knowledgeable, experienced dealership professionals that will allow for this process to go forward on your own, so that you can create your own brand, create your own business, sell cars at your pace, and give you access to all the auctions countrywide. So it's definitely something that I'm very excited about moving forward.
Very cool.
Yeah. And so what I'm going to do is prepare some segments detailing more about each of those memberships, so that you can have a broader spectrum of exactly what you can do with it, how you can make it work for you, so you can save time and money if you want this venture. Okay. Now, if there's something else that we can discuss, I can use the topics tools and do the randomizer situation, because I'm at the end of my notes, or I'm not sure where we are with the time, because everything got flipped around. And so if there's more topics, we can throw them in there. Or how we're looking, Quincy? Oh, 6? Okay, it's 5 to 6 minutes. Sure. So look, you see, boom, boom, boom. Now we're in limbo time. We are in nothing in particular that I have in my notes to keep up with. So what's up? Are we gonna keep going, or are we gonna rile up the next episode? What do you think?
I think we should keep going.
Okay, cool. What's up? Who wants to throw out a topic, or what do you guys think is reasonable to?
I think
complete our audience with?
let's talk about what we were talking about with I'm sorry, what was her name earlier? The interview we had
With the Nuris. Yes, correct.
Nuris?
Yes, Nuris.
Nuris
Martinez.
Nuris Martinez. The stuff we were talking about with the.
Yes.
What is your thoughts on?
Yeah.
On the universe and multiple or parallel universes. Do you believe that that's a thing? Have you seen Spider-Man yet?
Multiverse, I've seen all the Spider-Mans.
The new one you just saw?
Yeah, no, not the new one.
Oh, that's what I'm asking.
Oh, okay,
so
yeah.
that one is special because it really touches on that.
Oh yeah, for sure. I've seen the previews, and it's not like I'm a super knowledgeable person on how those situations are to be, but I am open to the understanding that I can understand that we are limited in our perception, so we don't really know what's true and what all is really actually occurring with regards to reality. And in essence, for example, the oxygen that we're breathing, like we can't see, we can't really experience it except for us breathing it in. So who is to say, what a parallel, what's reality, what's happening on it that we can't, grasp or touch and things of that nature.
Do you think that right now there are different versions of you and me doing this at this exact same moment, where like I'm sitting there or I'm wearing a green shirt
and things of this nature?
Everything's just slightly different.
Yeah, I mean, that's possible. I wouldn't say that that's something that I could probably think that it's. If I could fathom the set of sequences that situation would entail, but I definitely can. Yeah, go ahead.
Let me help you with that to fathom it, to put it together. So the only known universe that we know, if you can go as far as we possibly can, is we don't know. It's further than that. Yeah. But the theories are that there's multiple universes of the exact same thing doing different directions, pulling in different directions. And as far as we possibly know, or at least that they're gathering, they kind of think of like each universe is like a bubble. Yeah. And within each bubble has its own set of rules with respect to physics and gravity and light, and all these things are different in each bubble, and that we're in this giant bubble. Each universe is a bubble, and each bubble is just this grand bubble scheme of ocean. Yeah, and we're swimming. We're just one drop in an epic ocean.
So the way that I tend to visualize that is similarly to what I could only grasp it as whenever folks originally even started sailing, right? Whenever sailing, like putting their boats on the ocean,
right? That was unfathomable back then.
It's it's an ocean that I don't know. I can't see how far this thing floats. So I would say that was their technology. Was the edge of technology for those times is getting this piece of equipment to use it as a tool to float through water. It's just. Oh, the mic. Oh, yeah. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Yeah. So it's in the same essence, it's matter and things of that nature. We make it solid, but there's a fluid in there that we can't grasp, and so that's I'm within the people that are willing to accept all of that stuff. To what degree I can use it and stuff, and how much I'm willing to die over it and stuff. I mean, I just understand it and try to move along.
I saw a really cool movie. That makes sense, though. I saw a really cool movie that kind of put it in perspective, or at least the thought process in it. It was called Parallel.
Okay, Parallel. Yeah, I think I've seen it.
It's on Prime.
Okay.
It's a B movie. I don't think you've seen it.
Oh, I've seen the little thing that says Parallel.
Yeah,
I'm like, okay,
check it out.
Okay, I'll check it out.
It's like a B movie, so it's like nobody you've ever heard of.
The concept is a cool concept,
and even the videography kind of sucks a little bit.
Yeah, sure.
But if you just kind of I try to tell this to people, like especially when I'm like girls that I date, they can't lift their mind like, oh, that would never happen. It's a movie. Anyways, so in this movie Parallel, they have these group of friends. They buy this house together, and they find in the attic a mirror.
Oh yeah. I've seen the previews for that.
Oh yeah, so every time they step, it's a mirror that takes them to an alternate universe. Yes. So in the movie, they all go like mess with things. Where they get to a universe where something in particular hasn't been invented yet. Yes. So they invent it. So now they're millionaires. Yes. They haven't. They
I get it. Yes, I remember.
Right. So, but the twist comes when one of their friends dies in an accident.
Yes.
And so they go to another parallel universe and kidnap him.
Oh, to take him. So and now everything's out of wrap.
So they can have him back.
Yeah.
And when they do that,
it starts flipping everything out.
this is what changes because our atoms aren't meant to be in a different universe. So his atoms start getting out of whack, and he goes crazy.
Gotcha.
So anyway, that's why.
Well, I see what happens now.
Yeah,
I don't think I'll be watching it now.
Check it out. No, not with the kids though. Okay, watch that on your own.
Yeah, it looks an interesting movie. One of the reasons why I, in those particular types of movies, is I feel like they become it looked like there was some terror aspect of it where things got darker and darker and darker. And it's right. Similar to Event Horizon. I don't know if you ever heard of this movie. Similar to Event Horizon. Of
course I remember that
so
movie.
I was like, I've seen Event Horizon, and that one had tech in the quantum universe and then the little thing. And I was like, I'm okay with that. I have to watch this mirror.
Movie.
That's right.
We had to wait the whole
to understand
movie.
what's happening.
Wait, is this the one with Jodie Foster?
No, that's I
where
think
she
it's Visitors. I think that's Contact.
Oh, Contact. Which one's?
Event Horizon is this one with this ship, and it's the guy from Jurassic Park, and I forget his name. And the ship goes up, and it has the technology to fold the universe, and so that's what it does. But it disappears, and the movies of the ship that goes to look for the ship that appears like 7 years later. And yes, it's been that ship has been through that mirror.
Interesting.
Yes, and the whole crew has been through that mirror.
I remember it's an old movie, right?
Yes, it's an older movie.
Okay, I need to see that again because I don't remember the
So it's
how that ends.
Yeah, so it's something like it's kind of like the Event Horizon, but without the tech. And I'm all right. I'm okay. But I do understand, and I kind of want to watch it now just to connect them.
Wow, that's fascinating.
I feel like sometimes the new movies actually take pieces from those old movies and just kind of flip them around. Like for example, I would call that beauty. Which one is the lady with the cartoon that looks at the mirror? Tell me where the
mirror, mirror on the wall.
Mirror. That lady, for example, to me, is Snow White with the mirror, or whatever. So you guys know who I'm talking about. Yeah. So my perception is that whoever wrote that like mixed these two movies. It's like Event Horizon mixed with the mirror lady. Bam.
All right. So what about dark matter?
What about it?
What is your theory on dark matter?
I don't have a theory per se. I just know what people tell me.
Well, let me ask you a question. How about this? Let me put it like this in a question form and see what your thought is.
Sure.
So. Space.
Yes, the final frontier.
These are the villages of the Star Trek Enterprise.
Yes.
So, space. The majority of what you see out there is correct. What?
Well, we don't really see dark matter, but
no. Don't even think about the dark matter thing yet. Just answer this question.
Stars. We see the light of the stars.
No, but what's the majority of what you see? What's the color?
Our atmosphere blue, the reflection of these things.
If you were out in a space station looking into space, what's
blackness?
Blackness. Okay, that's the question. That's what I was getting.
How many? It's 5, 6, 7, 8.
Just darkness, right? Yeah. That is dark matter. So I'm not sure about the numbers, but I want to say it's something like 20% of the universe that we know is light matter that we can touch and feel and see and everything, and 80% is dark matter. Yeah. So it's just
Akashic. Yeah, that's that Akashic.
So that what they're trying to do,
can sense it. That's where they go. Whoa, what do you think we're trying to get at?
I love it. No,
trying to get this connection going. It's all there.
There you go. What they call in the comic industry. It was known as a callback. When you pull back something from earlier and it makes
beautiful.
It funnier.
It was perfect. We're in point.
So they're trying to create dark matter.
Oh yeah.
In a super collider.
Yes, correct.
So you know about the super collider they have in Sweden. It's a giant. It's in a mountain.
Yes.
And it's just they're just banging atoms together.
Super small little thing.
Super small. But they're banging them together and they're trying to figure out that split moment when they explode. Because that moment is the exact same moment.
It's magic time.
It's the same thing as the Big Bang Theory.
Yeah.
So if we can figure out, at least they can measure that.
They're measuring those little things,
those
everything.
tiniest things. Then they can start to create dark matter. And if they can create dark matter, apparently that's supposed to be like the most powerful energy that we've ever had.
That's what they say about oil.
Put that into Elon Musk's gas tank.
That's right.
All the way to Saturn.
Everybody's jumping on like dark matter's already discovered.
And we can fly to Uranus.
The guy's giant. It's a guy's giant.
Thank you very much. I'll be here all week.
Perfect. Well. On that note, thank you very much. Just so you guys know, on the Premium Advantage, where you get the Akashic Review, you get NBA commentators on the Rockets, full updates. You get your updates on COVID. That's what it's about. We're trying to shorten the time that it gives you to be informed, and so that you can spread your knowledge. If you have some feedback for us, please share it with us. We'll try to incorporate it as much as we can. Thank you very much.